Well, good evening, my railroader. This is Robert Sackler here. I figured I'd do an update on projects I've been working on. I have not really touched the layout. I did a few small things as far as track work, but that's pretty much about it. Still running trains right now. Knock on wood, no issues. But these past 2 weeks, I've been doing nothing but a lot of projects I've been trying to finish or start or do what I want to do right now. So, I did take a trip to my favorite hobby store about a couple weeks ago, and I picked up some locomotives. I actually picked up two Atlases, GE U23Bs. They're Monons, but they were that's a look at the shell. But they were the mechanisms I really wanted from some other projects doing. One I repainted, and one was going to be for the BQ. So let me show you what's going on right now. I'll turn the camera around. We'll go to the B23s I've been working on. Here we go. Of course, the cap is still off. Right here. I still got to put the number boards on. I got to put the decal numbers on there, then put the lights, everything back in it. I'm still in the process of detailing it. I got to pick up some ME hoses because I'm completely out of them. There's the back end of it. So, this one's coming along really nicely. I have another one somewhere. It's going to be, I'm going to do the CSXB on it, which is basically this part down's all blue and the top part's blue, but the middle's gray. What's also nice about using this one on the CSX, if I'm doing a solid gray scheme like I'm doing this one, this is actually gray primer. Got it somewhere around here. I'll find it. Yep. Here it is. That's what I'm using. That's what I use to paint those locomotive hand railings. Saves me a lot of time getting the airbrush out for this type of model. So, I guess this one is just about done, and I'll eventually get DCC and sound put in it, and I'll be ready to go. Now I'll pause it. We'll go to the layout, and I'll show you the other projects. I'll show you the other projects around there. All right, here's the BQ. This is one of the Shapeaway shells I bought because they had to close them pilots, so I figured give it a shot. Move this out for a second. So there's the other B23 I was using for the Atlas power. It's actually not a bad shell. So you have to do some small modifications to make the shell fit on the Atlas thing, especially with the coupler boxes to make them line up. You have to shave them down a little bit. I'll leave that right there for right now. But yeah, for right now, that's what I have going on with it. Oh, shut it back in. That's the back end so far. This one I'm going to send off, get professional painted for me. This one's going to be the CSXB, which is the solid blue towards the bottom, blue on top, and the gray in the middle. This one will not have the plate windows because I actually run as a front lead unit. I still got to get the hand railing, or not hand railings. I still got to order the brake wheel for it. But I had the metal railings. I'm going to make metal railings for it, but the railings I got were too long. So I got to order some of the ones, or I just may modify the ones I have. But she's coming on pretty nicely, almost done. Let's see, put you back in the engine shed. Alright. Now, I don't know if I showed you this one or not. I'll pull it out. This is my CSX Cato GP35. This used to be a Santa Fe unit I purchased. If you looked at one of my previous videos, I bought two locomotives like for $35. So it was something cheap. Stupid cheap. And the guy said it didn't run, but for giggles, even for the other one was a Cato SD 80 Max I traded for a painting. But this one was the Santa Fe unit, but it was DCC equipped, so I went ahead and stripped it and repainted this one. And that's the end result of that one. This one came out really nice. This is the exact paint scheme to a picture I found online. If you're a true CSX fan, you realize this paint scheme never existed, but I just went ahead and kept it anyway. I detailed this a little bit. I still got to finish the node boards on this one. These are both DCC equipped right now, but they're not sound. The sound will come later. Let's see, move you out of the way for a second. My next two projects that I work on, I picked these up. These are SD60s. They're after ready runs. They're also DCC equipped. They run pretty good. They do need some cleaning and some hand railing work on it. But I picked them both up, I think for $100 for both of them, which was a pretty good deal, so I grabbed them. Plus I didn't have any SD60s, now I do. So that's what's going on with these guys. That's why they're up here. They're going to be worked on pretty soon. They will receive very light weathering, but they will not get dirty like the rest of them do. Now, here is my other project. No Shapeways, the Shapeways? No, that's yeah. I can't remember the company. I'll come to it eventually. GP30 Road Slug shell. I modified the shell to fit on top of a Kato GP35. I know, unfortunately, Pro 2000 is the only one that makes the GP30s. I'm just not a real big fan of the Pro 2000 GP30s, especially the trucks and all that. I seen some guy put a Pro 2000 shell in a GP35 cab, or chassis, excuse me. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I found the GP35 over at Zidnick's. That was the other one I found. I picked it up relatively cheap, and I've modified the 30 shell just a little bit, put it on there, and it'll be all. So far, so good. I have not decided what paint scheme this one's going to be yet. This one's almost done as far as detail work. Sorry, I don't get a focus. Come on, camera. Sorry, I'm just trying to... There we go. So, that one's almost done. I sold my other one. I regret it at times, so now I have this one. Now, as far as the working the layout, the only thing I really done was... Is that away? Is that right there? I was able to get the styrofoam up, even with the wood. So eventually what I'll do is go with the plaster cloth and plaster that all up, and plus what I have left over here because I bought some more, as you see right there. And I'll read the roll bed and put that on there, and I'll pretty much be done with track work. Next step is going to be wiring. Yeah. So that's what I've going on in the engine. Oops, sorry. That's what I've going on in the engine shed right now. Almost forgot. Boom. Working on another Kato GP35. Slug. This one's got some sanding left to do. I got a long way to go with this bad boy. Now what's nice about building the Slugs, if you have never built one before, you really don't need much styrene. If you take the doors and cut them off, you can reverse them like I did right here and glue them back in place. Boom, there's your solid side. I like making this, make sure this dries up for a couple days before I sand it back down, sand down smoothly. If I use a 3M product I get at work, glaze putty. Here's your part number, just in case anybody's want it. It really works for me. I use this on a couple other projects and it works really well. I've never had any issues with it. Paint sticks to it pretty well. This one's probably going to be the solid gray color. The only thing I need to do with this one is just find out a Kato GP35 to put on it, because this was the one I used to put the GP30 on. I decided, oh, maybe I'll just work on this one for a little bit. So I decided to keep the shell, modify it. Now I'm going to look for one more GP35 shell or mechanism. So other than that, that's what I have going on right now, guys. That's pretty much about it. I've been it's been crazy at work too with me lately. Haven't had a day off almost in 3 weeks, so That's why I haven't really done much until I come home, I relax, I tinker with my models. That's all I've been doing. So hopefully the next couple of weeks everything will calm down a little bit and I'll get a couple of days off. I can actually work on my layout a little more and hopefully show you something soon. But other than that, I'll call this a day. You guys have a very good night out there. Please be safe and have a fantastic night. See ya!